One home run ball and one heated argument has turned a woman's life into a living nightmare? What if I told you that the same fan who once blended into the crowd, cheering for her team, is now unable to step outside her home without facing a tidal wave of boos, jeers, and public humiliation? And what if I told you that this woman, now branded forever as Phillies Karen, has just made a shocking public statement, revealing her plan to leave the country for good because she claims she can't take the hate anymore? Stay with me, because the story you're about to hear isn't just about baseball, it's about the power of viral outrage, the destruction of reputations, and the question of whether one mistake should define a person's entire life. It all started with what should have been an unforgettable, wholesome moment. A birthday boy at a Marlins, Phillies game, a young fan named Lincoln, sitting in the stands with his family, eager to see his favorite players and maybe, just maybe, go home with a souvenir. Baseballs caught by fans are magical tokens, reminders that for one night, they were part of something bigger. And on that night, fate delivered. Harrison Bader of the Phillies launched a towering home run into the seats. Fans rushed. People scrambled. But ultimately, it was Lincoln's father, wearing his red Phillies t-shirt, who came away with the ball. He returned triumphantly to his seat, handing it to his wide-eyed son, who smiled ear to ear. For a moment, everything was perfect. But perfection never lasts long in viral America. Enter the woman who would soon be known around the world as Phillies Karen. Gray-haired, frustrated, and visibly upset that she hadn't secured the ball herself, she confronted the father. In a scene caught on multiple phones, she jabbed her finger, raised her voice, and insisted that the ball had been hers. "You took it from me. It was in my hand," she claimed, demanding he hand it over. What happened next shocked everyone. The father, perhaps not wanting to escalate the situation, reached into his son's glove, pulled out the prized baseball, and handed it to the woman. The boy's face fell. The crowd gasped. And in that instant, the storyline changed. What should have been a night of birthday joy turned into a firestorm. The footage spread online faster than wildfire. Within hours, hashtags exploded, hashtag Phillies Karen, hashtag give the ball back, hashtag justice for Lincoln. Strangers who had never met her filled the internet with rage. How dare she take a ball from a child? Shame on her. Disgusting. The comments poured in, thousands deep. Sports blogs, news outlets, even morning shows picked it up. She wasn't just a random fan anymore. She was a villain, the embodiment of entitlement, selfishness, and pettiness. But what happens when outrage crosses from the digital world into real life? According to her own words, that's exactly what she's facing now. In a shocking public statement released this week, Phillies Karen claimed she can't leave her house anymore without being booed, ridiculed, or confronted. At the grocery store, people point. At restaurants, whispers follow her. Strangers yell, "Give the ball back," when she walks down the street. Neighbors she's lived near for years have stopped talking to her. For her, it's not just embarrassment, it's exile. And now, she says, she's had enough. She's planning to leave the country. "I can't live like this anymore," she said in her announcement. "Everywhere I go, people treat me like a criminal. I can't even go to the pharmacy without someone sneering at me. I'm done. I'm leaving this country and I'm never coming back. I don't deserve this." The reaction, of course, has been mixed. Some people show no sympathy at all. To them, this is justice. They argue she brought it upon herself, that she humiliated a child on his birthday and paid the price. Actions have consequences, they write online, and if you can't handle them, too bad. Others, though, have begun to wonder, has the punishment gone too far? Because let's think about it. Yes, she was wrong. Yes, she ruined a child's special moment. But should one heated outburst at a baseball game define the rest of her life? Should a mistake that lasted 30 seconds follow someone forever, destroying their peace, their reputation, even their ability to step outside? In today's digital age, the answer is rarely clear. The Phillies and Marlins organizations tried to make things right. Lincoln, the boy, was given a goodie bag, baseballs for him and his sister, and even a signed bat from Bader himself. In the end, Lincoln went home with more than just a baseball. He went home with a story, one he'll remember for the rest of his life. But while Lincoln's pain was healed, the internet wasn't done with Phillies Karen. If anything, it doubled down. Her image became a meme. Her face was shared on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, even Facebook groups dedicated to Karen sightings. Some users tracked down her name, her workplace, even her neighborhood. The lines between accountability and harassment blurred completely. And that's the point where her life became unbearable. Now, her announcement that she's leaving America has sparked another wave of debate. Is she running away from responsibility, or is she fleeing a mob that simply won't forgive? Psychologists often talk about the phenomenon of viral shaming. In the past, if someone embarrassed themselves at a game, it stayed in the stadium. A few hundred people might remember. Maybe it became a funny local story. But today, with phones everywhere, no mistake is ever private. One angry outburst becomes a permanent online stain. And for Phillies Karen, that stain is now global. Her public statement, dripping with frustration and exhaustion, paints her as a victim of overreaction. "I'm not a monster," she said. "I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just thought the ball was mine. But now, I can't go anywhere without people treating me like I committed a crime. It's unfair, it's cruel, and it's ruined my life." And here's where the story takes a darker turn. When you can't leave your house without booze, when strangers send hate mail, when social media becomes a constant reminder that millions despise you, that's not just public shaming. That's psychological torture. And whether you believe she deserves it or not, it raises an uncomfortable question. Are we, the audience, complicit in turning ordinary people into villains they can never stop playing? Imagine being in her shoes for just one moment. Every mistake you ever made, frozen on video, shared endlessly, dissected by strangers who know nothing about your life, your struggles, your humanity. Would you survive it? Would you hold your head high, or would you, too, consider running away, leaving everything behind? And yet, there's irony here. By announcing she's leaving, Phillies Karen has only added fuel to the fire. Some fans are mocking her even more, saying good riddance, don't come back. Others suspect she's exaggerating, trying to play the victim. Once again, the debate rages on, not about the baseball, but about her character, her worth, and her future. But here's the truth no one wants to admit, this could have been any of us. We all make mistakes. We all have bad days. We all say and do things in the heat of the moment that we regret later. The difference is, most of us don't have the world watching when we do it. So yes, Phillies Karen made a terrible choice. Yes, she took a moment of joy from a child. But is her life now ruined beyond repair? Is it fair that she can't walk to her mailbox without being booed? Or is this a symptom of something bigger, something broken in our culture, a hunger to destroy, to pile on, to turn strangers into villains for entertainment? As Phillies Karen packs her bags and prepares to leave America, one thing is certain, this story isn't really about baseball anymore. It's about us. It's about how we react, how we judge, and how we punish. It's about whether we're capable of mercy, or whether the court of public opinion will always demand exile for those who stumble. And maybe, just maybe, it's a warning. A warning that the next Phillies Karen could be any one of us, caught in the wrong moment, at the wrong time, under the wrong lens of the internet's unforgiving eye. Because in the end, mistakes don't destroy people. Outrage does. And that's why this story matters. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If you believe in digging deeper, in finding the truth behind the headlines, and in asking the tough questions others avoid, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and join me next time. Because this story? This is only the beginning.